Good morning, everyone. This is Lisa DeToffel with Tiger Eye Solution and Tiger Eye Talk. This is episode 3, and we are going to have a special guest with us. Um, he is now joining us now. Hi, Kevin. How are you this morning?
Oh, Lisa, you got me panicking. I got my time difference wrong. I thought it was an hour's time.
No
Our
worries.
clocks
No
changed at
worries.
the weekend. It always threw me a bit there.
That's okay. We are so glad to have you here with us today, Kevin. And I'm going to introduce Kevin to everyone, but before I do, just a little housekeeping. This is Tiger Eye Talk, a division of Tiger Eye Solution, my virtual assistant business. I also have a team member with me here today, Karen Clark. Thank you, Karen, for being here.
I'm glad I could join you.
And we are going live in my Facebook page, Tiger Eye Solution, and my YouTube channel, Tiger Eye Talk. So if you are joining, you are welcome to comment below if you'd like to join in the conversation as we are talking with Kevin today. He is the travel guy, so he is going to enlighten us on some travel tips. So this is Kevin. I'm going to let you introduce yourself a little bit further, if you like, and tell everyone exactly what it is you do.
Okay, well, I'm Kevin Besford. I'm based in the UK, down in the very southwest end of the UK. I'm a partner with Travorium. We're the new way to travel. We're the world's leading wholesale travel club. And you don't very often hear the words wholesale and travel in the same sentence. Um, Please don't confuse us with a travel agent. We're not travel agents. We've no interest in booking people's holidays for them. We're very much a members club to help people get the best for themselves with our help and guidance. Um, yeah, and there are people out there traveling all the time, and as proof of the pudding that you're proving what we do. So yeah, anybody wants to travel for less, a lot less, we're the place to do it through.
Awesome. Can you speak a little bit about how maybe the pandemic may have affected your business?
Well, obviously, it must have had an effect. I only joined the club not long before it started. So I haven't really got anything to measure it against. So I'm sure it slowed down growth, but growth has still continued through the pandemic. And I noticed, I don't know how much you know about the UK bank holidays where you are over there, but there was a recent bank holiday in, I think it was the end of August, where there were still 60,000 people left here to go to Spain on one weekend.
Mm,
Oh, wow.
So people are traveling.
yeah.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about maybe the top destinations that people are choosing to travel to.
Well, that's a difficult question, Lisa, because as I said, not being a travel agent, we don't really get to see where our members are traveling to unless they tell us. Yeah, we do see from some of our Facebook groups that people share their experiences with that Cancun is popular. The usual Canary Islands, Spanish resorts are always popular. But as I say, we're not booking it for people, so we can't really. It's not something we can measure precisely. I've
Awesome.
probably not a great answer, but
That's quite okay. Well, tell us a little bit more in depth of how your
Yeah.
business works, since you're not actually a travel agency per se.
right.
Um, how do you help others actually with their travel needs?
Okay, well, basically, in a nutshell, we sell memberships to people to join the club. So do you mind if I talk money, talk figures for you a moment?
Go right ahead.
Yeah, if I summarize our top level of membership, which can get you up to 4 trips per year, for pennies rather than dollars, we're talking $250 in the first month, and then $125 monthly thereafter. However, every penny of that is redeemable against travel. So
Cool.
it's a bit like if you think about putting your holiday costs away month by month, but you're getting a lot more
Mhm.
for what you're paying month by month.
Awesome.
And
Awesome.
and while you're a member in the US, you also get $100 of vouchers every month to go shopping and eating out with. So even though we're saying $125, you get 100 of that back.
Wow.
That's amazing. Karen, do you have a couple of questions for
I
our
do
guests
have a
today?
question. So if you were paying this because this happened to us, is there any kind of an insurance? Like if I know you said that you don't book any of the trips. So any kind of insurance or anything in case you would have to cancel, is that with the whoever you are booking that with, or how does that
we
work?
we have our own portal that we book through, a bit like our own travel agent site, if you like. But as I say, we're not a travel agent. So when you're paying your membership, the monthly membership fee goes into like a virtual bank account.
Okay.
And that's what you use to drive down the prices of your holidays, of your trips. And you can book the trips as little as 2 weeks before you go. You haven't got to book them a long time in advance. Okay. But I mean, we have had people had to cancel trips for various reasons. But when that happens, the money that's come out of your virtual bank account is back in there within 48 hours.
Wow. That's great.
There is no problem. And we do the accommodation. So the flights is a bit outside our control. But we just recommend people have travel insurance and book the flights on credit cards, and that's as good as any other way.
Yeah. Well, as far as the types of trips, is it everything from Airbnbs to, full package?
We're looking at the higher end.
Or...
Yeah, we wouldn't be covering Airbnbs, but we've got three distinct branches, if you like, within the benefits. So the first thing we get one free trip every year to one of 36 countries. And when I say free, I'm talking about the accommodation. So you still got to get there. And if there's a tax to pay, you pay the tax. But other than that, the accommodation is free. And in a similar vein, we have a portal called For Getaways, which we have 2,500 resorts available. And you can do virtually the same thing. They're as little as $1 a night. Our CEO went to Cancun in January, and it cost him $7 for the week.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah. If you didn't want a resort type break, we've got other things we do as well. We've got what we call our World Tour platform. This is bespoke 5-star events that are members only. So we'll take over a hotel or a resort for the members only, and there are set dates. So a couple of examples there. We had one in Dubai this year, 4 nights, 5 days, $89 for 2 people.
Wow.
We had an even better one, which was, I'm guessing it must have been a loss leader within the club. 4 nights, 5 days in Venice, Italy, cost all of $1.
My goodness.
Wow.
Yeah. And so we had 15 of those events in 2021. There's going to be over 100 of them next year to choose from.
That's
so
awesome.
yeah, we're growing in the amount of trips available, and we've also got a hotel portal. If you just wanted a city break for a hotel or a business trip with hotels, we can do that as well. We've got over 1 million hotels available to us. And again, a quick example. It's always best to tell stories with examples, I find. I did an illustration for someone in your part of the world in Atlanta, Georgia, about a month ago now. The hotel at Booking.com would have charged $2,161. Our price was just $730.
Wow.
So I hope that's given you a bit of a taste or a feel for what the sort of benefits our members are going to get.
That's amazing.
So is this is worldwide? I mean, are there chapters? I mean, or is it just one big group?
We're in the network marketing industry. We're in that space. But there are teams growing all around the world. I mean, I've got a business in Dubai, South Africa, and in the US myself, and I'm just a small cog in the UK. We're in 68 countries, I think it was at last count, as members growing the business. But we've got resorts, as I say, much more countries than that. If we find a country that there's nobody in, we just get permission from the CEO to open up.
So you talked about a team. Can you go into a little bit more about a team and how that all works? Or
yeah, I mean, basically what I've just explained so far is all about the benefits to the members. Okay, and we do use that. That is what we start with. That is the lead in, if you like. However, added to that, there is a business opportunity with it. The business opportunity, there is a cost. You pay an extra $50 per year on top of the figures I've given you, just $50 a year. That gets you all the tools, promotion tools, the website, etc., to help grow your own business, right? So the income side of it is based on a size of the team that you create. So use me as an example. If I go out there and get 4 people to join the club after myself, the first big benefit is as soon as you get 3 people in the club after yourself, your membership is free, so you don't have to pay the $125 a month anymore. Right?
Oh,
But then it
wow.
just grows from there. So I could sign in 4 people into the group. We teach them to do the same to get their membership free. And the more people you accumulate in your team over time, whether it's a sprint or a marathon, we're all individuals. Some go faster than others. Your income will grow. And just a team of just 50 members over however long it takes is going to give you an income of $1,500 a month.
Mm-hmm.
And it will just grow and grow from there.
Hmm.
And now the world is opening up again more, it's going to become easier because we use the trips that people do. If someone goes on one of the free trips, for example, the social media age that we're in, they're going to talk about it, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah, imagine putting a post on social media, having a great time on my free trip to Singapore, for example. Do you think people are going to comment? How'd you do that? I want one.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's fun to do, and it's easy to do. It's easier than any other business of its type that I've been involved in.
Hmm.
That is
So what do you
awesome.
like best about what you do?
I just like fun. I like talking to people around the world on calls like this. I mean, I must do, I don't know, probably 10 calls a week around various parts of the world, group calls and individual calls, and seeing people enjoy the trips that they go on. Yeah, and seeing the proof of what we do.
Yeah.
The fruit of
Well,
your labor, for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I've been in a lot of businesses over the years in the networking space, and this is the most fun, the best fun one that we've been involved in, and the biggest potential.
Awesome. Awesome.
So have you seen any shifts in the types of trips people are taking? That they even mention it to you. I know personally, I've shifted a lot in the way I've traveled and the types of trips I'm taking and all that kind of stuff. And even before the pandemic.
It's a hard one to measure because we don't hear what everyone does.
Mm-hmm.
The only true measure we've got is the world tour events because we do see videos, etc., of the group of members all enjoying themselves together on those trips.
Mm-hmm.
I do know from my American side, the US side, members I've got over there, they do tend to, at the moment, stay within their own borders. I don't know if that's related. But then, correct me if I'm wrong, I think USA has always been a little bit like that, hasn't it? It's not been the masses of the high percentage of people who want to travel abroad. You've got your own country first, haven't you? So, am I right in thinking that?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
are.
And I think some of it is depending on what parts of the country that they're from.
Okay.
A lot of people in the Washington, D.C. area, and that up in Northern Virginia, because they have international airports, they also have, regional airports, things like that. Then you see a lot more international travel than maybe someplace that's the middle of the country. So I think some of it could be, where they're located.
Yeah.
As
And
far as
plus,
how
of
much
course,
they do.
if you think about it from our perspective over here, you've got 50 states, which to us is a bit like 50 countries for the size of them. So you
Right.
could compare it to us visiting 50 countries in Europe. You've got 50 states to visit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why get them done first? No language problems, no currency problems.
Yes.
Well, let me ask you, you said it was 68 countries as
That last
far
count, you might
as
have
your
gone up a bit.
presence there.
Mhm.
Do you have a bigger presence, say, in Europe or in, Asia or anything like that?
That's hard to say. I know, but the biggest presence would be in the US because that's where it started.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the company started in Temecula in California,
Mm-hmm.
and the head office is still there. So when it started in 2013, that was the only country. Since then, yes, it's grown, but I wouldn't be able to put figures on it accurately.
Mm-hmm.
I think in Europe, from what I can see, France seems to be growing a bit quicker than the most of the European countries that we deal with.
Hmm.
But yeah, just think that might have just been a lucky strike of the few people that jumped in on board early doors. Yeah, it's different attitudes of people. I mean, I've found myself the difference between US and UK, for example. In the UK, you get an awful lot of, well, what's the catch? It's too good to be true. Whereas talking to someone on your side of the pond, that wouldn't come up. With the same presentation to show what it's all about, it would be, where do I sign?
Yeah, I can see that.
So how long have you been doing this, Kevin?
That's probably about 2.5 years now. So
Awesome.
we're right at the top end in the UK. We started it when it came into the country. My person that brought me in is number one in the country in the UK.
Wow.
So we're
That's
right at the top
amazing.
of the UK tree.
Awesome.
Well, let me ask you, if you have are you hearing I hear an echo.
Yeah, I am.
I don't know why. Okay. How much time would you say that you spend as far as talking to talking to people about joining and all that kind of stuff?
Okay. Let me see, if I break it down, if I'm doing networking events during the week, I don't know, I might have sort of 5 group networking events, which are usually about an hour long. I'll have a variety of one-to-ones during the week, which vary from, I don't know, 25 minutes to 45 minutes, something like that. And then I'll do a few, post every day on the platforms. I don't post so much at the weekend. And I'll also do interacting, conversations, messenger, track marketing, that sort of thing. Get people talking to one-to-one basis on Messenger and plugging people into the system. So how many hours that is in total, I don't know. But certainly not a full-time day. Well, not a full-time.
Yeah.
But it's not the full-time 9 till 5 comparison, put it that way. But it's different times of day. I mean, normally, for example, on Tuesdays, the clocks have changed now. It's just slightly different. But until last week, on Tuesdays, I would be on 10 p.m. UK time on a Zoom call to Australia, and it'll be the next morning for them. So that's my time traveling. I'll be talking on a Tuesday and they're hearing me on a Wednesday. So there's no set structure of the times of day you can be doing it.
Yeah.
I'd be good at diary management. You'd be all over the place else.
Yeah. Well, and I think that would be tricky because you are in the UK, and it's just like for Lisa and I, if we would have clients that are outside of the US, there's times when, or even in the US, we have to make the adjustment and, accommodate them for their time zone versus our own.
Yeah,
and so there's many times we're on at odd hours just because that happens to be what is good for the client.
That's right. I mean, there's usually, lucky in the UK, there is a reasonable fit with most parts of the world. I think if I went much further west than California, like for Hawaii, for example, that's a bit further. That one might be a bit of a tricky one. You're probably talking middle of the night then. But the mainland US is fine. Likewise, Australia, going the other way is fine, albeit the next day. And there might be a bit in the middle. I don't know, India way, around the middle of Asia, but might always be stuck in the middle and in the middle of the night. I haven't really had much dealings with that part of the world yet, so that challenge is to come.
Okay. I thought about when you were talking about networking events. So are these networking events where you're going and talking to people that are not in the travel industry, or are you going to networking events where it's people from all different industries?
All different industries, people just looking to give themselves that plan B, or looking to get more business themselves. I mean, I met Lisa on one such event, a networking event. I do a lot of US calls on an event called Happy Neighborhood Project. I don't know if you're familiar with that one.
Yes.
Yeah, I do quite a few of those. We've got a few different ones in the UK that are UK specific that we use. When I'm doing a one-to-one with people, one of the questions is always, do you do any other networking? And I can then share ones that I do, and I'd come up occasionally with one that I haven't seen before. I was willing to give something a try.
Yes. Awesome. Awesome.
Mhm.
So, for those listeners we have out there, Kevin, what would you recommend to them if they were interested in possibly learning more or signing up with you?
Yeah. Well, I can give you my email address if they want to contact me by email. Is that
Okay,
okay?
that'd be
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah. It's I'll say it slowly. See the world, as you would expect in my type of industry. See the world as it sounds at UW Club. That's Umbrella Whiskey Club.net.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What
That's
social
easy.
platforms are you on?
I'm on Facebook and LinkedIn.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
they can find you there as well.
Yeah, they can find me there. I mean, but thankfully, with my name not being called John Smith or something like that, I am easy to find.
Yes, absolutely.
There's not very many of us. Yes, so I'm on both of those platforms. But yeah, welcome anybody to contact me by email.
Awesome.
Yeah, I won't give away a mobile phone number because that's sort of encouraging calls in the middle of the night and all
Yeah.
sorts, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't want that.
So, how do you post? I know you talked a little bit before about posting as far
Yeah.
as social media and all that. Do
Yeah.
you post every week? Do you all post just whenever, or how do you do that?
I tend to do at least one a day, 5 days a
Hmm,
week on the
okay.
two main platforms. Usually a video or something like that.
Okay.
We do it with video, a generic video, not ramming marketing down people's throats. It's a generic video of somewhere nice, somewhere hot, somewhere scenic,
Mm-hmm.
with a nice comment about it. I'll put that on the two networks. I also have a Facebook group that I plug people into that just to share images of countries with, and again, just to get a conversation going. Is all it's about.
Mm-hmm.
People see the sort of things I'm posting. Hopefully, they'll follow, and we'll end up having a conversation.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That is awesome.
that'd be great.
So yeah, well, thank you so much, Kevin, for being our guest today. This was really beneficial, educational. I think Karen and I both learned a
Yes.
lot
Yes.
from this conversation for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, any last tips you would like to share with our audience?
Well, if you don't mind, if I can share you a little story, which is the comparison with a travel agent, if I might.
Yeah, sure.
People have often always agreeing with me. Look, we've got a travel boom coming soon. Everybody's itching to get away. They've been cooped up too long. So I say, right, the traditional route is you get out your front door, you go down to the local travel agent in the high street, you look through all their brochures, etc., and find somewhere nice, and you book it for 5 months in advance. You pay your deposit, and then you start putting your money away month by month until you're ready to go. Then Murphy's Law kicks in, and just before you're due to go, you got a friend that says, "Where are you going? You don't want to go there. I've been there. It's horrible." You get buyer's remorse kick in. What do you do? Do you cancel it and take a penalty? Do you risk it? Do you chance it? Who knows what you do? Now, if you compare that with our system, our first month's payment, call that your deposit, in exactly the same way as you would then the travel agent. And then you pay your money month by month. The big difference, you haven't got to decide where to go until a couple of weeks before if you don't want to. So you haven't got to decide months in advance. So if there's a particular problem with the place, you just don't choose that one, you choose somewhere else.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And then, and if a friend does say about a particular place that you're adverse, you just change your mind and cancel that one and book another one. There may be the odd cancellation charge for a small amount on some of the resorts, but it's not going to be the penalties that you would get with a travel agent.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I mean, most people do when they make travel plans, start planning well in advance, 4 or 5 months out.
Yeah. Yeah. So just join as a member 4 or 5 months out, and then you've got all that choice and all that flexibility to decide where to go.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
And of course, for a lot less.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Kevin, for being here with us today. We really enjoyed this.
We did enjoy
Karen,
it. Thank you.
Yeah,
Karen, do you have any last minute questions or tips?
I don't have any. I'm just interested in. I never even knew this existed before.
Yeah.
It's the best
So
kept secret in the UK. I don't know about the rest of the world, but yes, I'm happy to do an individual one-to-one with anybody that wants to know more detail and learn all about it. That's the way we do it.
Awesome.
In the old world, it would have been face-to-face, but obviously you can get further afield on a call like this, can't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, for sure. Absolutely. So everybody reach out, connect with Kevin if you want to learn more, or if you're interested in signing up and start booking your trips for a whole lot less than what you might pay 6 months in advance. So yeah. Well, thank you so much. This was episode 3 of Tiger Eye Talk. We will have another one next month on the first Tuesday in December. We will have another special guest join us. And again, reach out to Kevin, learn more about his business, and start booking your travel trips. Until next time, see you later, everyone. Have a great week.